Hey man, say man, what's the play, man? This is a special one. This one dear to my heart, you know what I'm saying? I've actually been trying to reach out and make this happen for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And you might not know, this actually been on my calendar all month, but I reached out to you the other day, you know what I'm saying? It's in terms of manifestation. We have the future mayoral candidate in the building, you know what I'm saying? I'll let him introduce himself. Who do we have here?
Yes, I'm Stephen Sanders. I'm a mayoral candidate and just ready to bring innovative change to Lubbock, the city that I'm from. Raised, born here, and just excited about serving our people in this great city.
Thank you for sitting down with us, you know what I'm saying? It first started when we just kind of brought things up, and you actually helped me refine our page in terms of how we post certain things, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and start off with the questions. We have a few here for you, you know what I'm saying? I really feel like it's important that people my age and then people of our community, they do tap in and just feel a part of the whole process, you know? And then with you being a brother, I feel like this would be a good time for some people to get into politics, but then just start to care, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my first question was, so why should we as a younger Lubbockian, you know what I'm saying, most of my followers are 16 to 25, why should we care?
Well, the thing about it is that when you start being a part of something like this, you're letting your voice be heard. A long time ago, people fought and died for your right to be a part of the voting system. Rosa Parks, somebody that I really like to think about because she was a pioneer, you know, and the work that she put in. All those people from that time, they worked really hard to be able to have a voice and to stand up for the African American race in regards to us being a part of everything that happens in our system here in the United States.
Okay. All right, and then it may be the same answer, but then as a younger, or not even younger, but then as a Black American, why should we care about the political landscape right now?
Well, because our votes matter. Your vote matters. It matters. It's really kind of like civic duty. If you don't vote, you letting your people down. I don't care how you vote. Just vote. Be a part of it because you matter. And if people don't understand, especially African Americans, if you don't voice your opinion, people will not understand, you know, and so they expect us to stay away from the polls. They expect us to, you know, be a part of what's happening, but really, man, we all matter. Everybody, every race, especially the African American race. So I'm just excited, and I hope all of y'all get out to vote, and it's so important. You don't have to vote for me. You don't have to vote for, you know, I don't care who you vote for, but be a part of it, and it feels really good when you walk out and you know, man, I voted. I took care of my part.
I know it has to feel good to also go outside and then just see your street signs, you know what I'm saying, and your memorabilia, like everywhere. I've seen it like all parts of the city, from the east side, west side, and the south side. I was just down there the other day and I've seen it out there, even outside the city limit type thing. You know what I'm saying? So I know that has to feel good to see too.
Well, you know, it's a weird deal for me because, you know, I'm just representing the people, and it's a blessing for me. I don't really look at it like, you know, it's not self-gratifying. It's proper representation of everybody. Everybody gets a voice. I'm gonna be a voice for people who are voiceless, and for people who kind of stand back from politics and don't really say anything, but have a voice, that have a feeling that they want somebody to voice out for them. So I'm not afraid to do that. I'm gonna stand up for everybody, every race, I don't care what color you are. If you have an opinion, I want to hear it, and I want to make sure that the people down at City Hall understand that you have a voice and you want to be heard.
Okay. So then, I'm glad that we brought up and we spoke about, like, you know what I'm saying, the civic duty and everything like that, and then also in terms of being Black in politics. where I'm from, black and conservative doesn't go together as much, or it's thought of dun dun dun. You know what I'm saying? But out here, I can see how it works in terms of that. So you know what I'm saying? In terms of like being unbiased and just learning. I mean, as we're growing, we're learning like every party can serve any person. You know what I'm saying? So how do you reconcile being like a black conservative, or what is that? Or what does that mean to you?
You know, conservatism really has a lot to do with my spiritual convictions. I came from the streets. You know, I smoked weed, I drank the beer, I drank the tequila, I did all of that. Man, but God changed my life, you know, and my conservatism is based upon my spiritual convictions. You know, I believe that young African American, young black men need to see another black man that came from the streets, that made it out of the hood, and turned their life around, and is able to represent all races, be partial to everybody and represent. And so when I say conservative, I mean doing what's right, you know, speaking for everybody, but also believing in what the Word of God says, what the Bible says. So it's hard sometimes to line it all up, but being a conservative lines up best with my political views and the way I raise my family and the way I treat my life. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. So, what happens to be your favorite Bible verse?
Bible verse? Seek ye first the kingdom of God, because you know, if I don't,
all His righteousness will be handed unto you.
The thing about it is, if we don't put God first, it don't matter what we do. You could be a skateboarder, you could be a barber, you could be a basketball player, a doctor, a lawyer. It doesn't matter what you do. You got to put God first, and if you put God first, you will be successful. I don't look at losers. I don't pick winners and losers, man. We are all winners, all of us.
And that's something that when I first posted you that's what you told me. Like, you know what I'm saying, in terms of you might not know what I was trying to do, but in terms of like we're all winners. Don't nothing to bring anybody down, and just in terms of wording, and I took what you said into consideration. You know what I'm saying?
We got to pick our people up.
Yeah.
You know, right now is a hard time. It's not always easy being an African American. We deal with some things that other people may not deal with. And so I just want to be careful about how I treat my people. And, you know, it may rub some people wrong that I'm a conservative, but the truth and the good thing about it is that I want to represent my people and take care of them and make sure they have a voice. And, you know, that's really important to me. My mom still lives in East Lubbock. My family, they all live in East Lubbock. So I got to make sure that I represent them, and then I have to represent the people in Southwest Lubbock, you know, and North Lubbock, and everybody matters to me. I love all people, man. And that's the way I'm gonna live my life like that. Period.
I appreciate that. Somebody that actually told me they know you, I'm glad that you brought up some of what you said before. They want to know like what actually made you want to get into politics. You know what I'm saying? I told you wanted like the goody good, like, or a person that they kind of resonated with you in terms of, so they want to know like what is it that made you want to kind of get into this world? You know, like you're a regular person. Like, you know what I'm saying?
When I first quit drinking and all of that kind of stuff, I started doing youth work in the church, and then I jumped out into homeless ministry, helping people that, you know, just feeding people and getting out there, understanding what the struggle is about. And I noticed that it was black, white, Hispanic people, all these people were coming together to help me feed the homeless. And I felt God calling me to run for mayor, and I ran for mayor in 2018 as a write-in candidate. And man, it was awesome. You know, I learned a lot about the city and what we really face here. There's some things that we sweep under the table and under the rug here in Lubbock. But I'm ready to face that stuff and bring it out so that people understand that, man, we got to really take care of people and quit putting stuff under the rug and face the issues that we have. Bring unity, bring love, put that out on the forefront so that people are able to work together and love each other and be prosperous and have a life and have a business, raise a family, whatever it is you want to do, I want you to be able to do it, and I want to be able to empower you to be able to do just that. Reach your goals and beyond that. You know, I want to see you thrive. You know, I want to see you make it. And so that's the gist of it, man. That's really what I want to do.
All right, so like I told you earlier, this blog didn't exist, I guess, in the spring. In the spring, I guess around the springtime, so we've been growing, and then that's about the time that the COVID kind of popped off, and that's when I started to, all right, let me look into all the city politics and things like that. So I know on my, at least from where I am, I've watched Mayor Pope so far handle the COVID, and that's one thing that I guess I could say more knowledgeable about him. I don't know too much of what else he's done, but at least from that period I've been kind of locked in. So I want to know, like, what might you have done differently during the COVID period or this period that we're going on in terms of how we kind of unfolded things and how we're moving forward?
Well, you know, when it first popped off, I felt like we should have shut it down right away, just right off the top. Figure out what's going on and then open back up and get back to business. Because we learned a lot about COVID right at the beginning, you know. But he waited.
Yeah.
You know, he waited and then he shut it down and then kept it shut down for weeks, man. Long time. People lost their businesses. Yeah. People lost their homes. You know, to me, I don't want to see nobody struggle. You know, the struggle is real. I don't want to see people struggle. So what I would have done is open those businesses back up, put the emphasis on the mask. You know, I would never mandate for you to wear a mask. I'm not going to make you wear a mask, but I'm going to approach you in a manner that will help you understand, you know, that if you wear a mask, you may be safer. You know, I hate masks, but if it's going to help keep somebody safe, then, you know, I got to do what I got to do. If you want to be in business, put a mask on so that you're not affecting people that are coming into your business, you know. But the mandates are just terrible because it makes people shut down. People don't want to be told what to do. You know, I don't want nobody telling me what to do. And so I want to make sure people know it's not the mask that I was against. It's the mandate. Somebody saying, you have to wear a mask. No, that's not how we do things, and it's an overreach on your rights, on your constitutional rights. You got to know that. You got to go and read the Constitution, know the Constitution, so that you're able to make decisions about where you're going in your political beliefs. You don't. It's not my job to make you wear a mask. It is my job to give you information about what is going on with the virus so that you can say, okay, well, I got my grandmother sick at the house. Maybe I should wear a mask so that I don't get her sick or whatever, you know. So I would definitely do that, but I'll never shut our businesses down in Lubbock, ever. Because we can't make it like that. We can't, locally, we can't take that for our economy anymore. And even on a national level for the United States, we cannot afford another shutdown. We can't. We're going to be a welfare nation if we do that. So we got to be smart. People need to go to work. People need to work. And people can't take care of their kids and pay their bills without going to work.
That's real. You know what I'm saying? So on our way out, you know we have to ask you because you know we're a hip-hop blog, man. So who's your favorite rapper, you know what I'm saying, out right now or of all time? Tupac? Already, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, everything that Tupac...
Even over Biggie?
Yeah. Man, even over Biggie, man. Tupac was already talking about what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
Then he was so far ahead of his time, you know. And Tupac was really... people don't even really understand what thug life really meant. Thug life wasn't just about thugs, you know, being a thug, sagging and drinking and selling weed and drugs. It was about abortion, man, killing babies. We don't, you know, that's why I'm anti-abortion, man, because, you know, it could have been you. And look at you, you're doing great things, man. It's
Appreciate it.
awesome. You know, that could have, somebody, if you would have been aborted, that would have stopped your dream. That would have stopped you right in your tracks. I ain't with that. So I like Tupac, man. I really do, man. And he talked about these youngsters needing to slow down, man, and look at life for what it really is. You got to find a way to get in and make your spot in life, you know, and not waste your time being locked up in jail and prison and all of that stuff. He went through that, and he talked about it, and he wanted us, especially as young black men, to understand that, man, it's a better life out there. You just got to tap into it. You know, so Tupac, man, all day. All day.
Already, man. And I have one more question, and this one's a personal. For a city that I see there's a lot of gun violence, or there's a lot of sectionalism. What can we do to bring unity, especially in our community? I know a lot of the music that we put out, not that we put out, but a lot of music that we consume advocates violence or not thinking before you act, or just straight acting. And I say I've seen more guns out here than I've seen in a lot of places. I mean, but guns are legal, but they're not the only option in terms of when we have altercation.
Right. Big thing that I've been talking about from the beginning of my campaign is mentoring the at-risk youth. I gotta be in the community. I gotta be out in East Lubbock, out in North Lubbock, out in Central Lubbock, wherever the crime is, talking with those people in the community, talking to those youngsters like, hey man, what's going on with you? You know, because I understand that. I understand the streets. So you gotta get out there and talk to them, mentor them, give them opportunities to make better decisions. You can't just tell them, hey man, don't be using guns and don't be doing this and don't be doing that, but I'm not out there talking to them. I'm not out there creating events that they can come to and feel comfortable and know that, hey man, this guy know what he's talking about, you know? Man, the streets was all I had at one point in my life. I grew up hard. I was homeless even at one point. I went through a lot of things. My brother broke his leg playing football. So the streets, I always had their arms open to me. And I ran to the streets, but I got out. I got out in one piece. I'm not a felon. You know, and God kept his hand on me. So I'm trying to get these youngsters to realize, man, put the guns down, man, and let's talk. You know, let's talk about your future. Let's talk about you having a family. Let's talk about you getting through school, starting a business. Let's talk about you flourishing and being the best version of you that you can be. So I'm excited about that. I believe that I'm going to be able to really help and affect, especially in East Lubbock and North Lubbock, in those communities where, you know, that kind of stuff happens a lot, you know. I'm going to be able to help those young men, and I'm excited about it, man. I'm going to be in James' tennis shoes a lot, because I'm going to be out there talking with those cats, man. You got to be real about this deal. You know, ignoring crime is not helping. You got to have a plan. You got to want to see change. You know, we got to change the narrative between police and the youngsters too. You know, a lot of youngsters think all police are bad. That's not the case, man. But if I don't create opportunities for them to meet the officers in a different environment, then it's on me too. Everybody who spew hate, it's on you too. We got to figure out a way to save our youngsters. I'm gonna do that. I don't care what it takes, man. I do not care if I have to be out till 10 o'clock every night. I'm gonna find a way to talk to our youngsters and encourage them to stay away from the gun violence, man. Because two people lose. The person who gets shot die, and then the kid go to jail for the rest of their life.
And it's not even just them two, but the reverberation of the families. You have your girl, you have maybe your children, cousins, people that were dependent on you economically and things like that. It affects us all. Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I did. I broke the mold. So I'm encouraging any young man out there who's watching this, any brother out there who's watching this, that's from the ages of 16 to 25. That's all of y'all. Man, take some time to think about your life. Sit down today. Take some time to just think about your life. Get a pen and a pad out. Write some goals out for your life. Write some small ones. Write some big ones. I say write 5 small goals. Write 5 big goals. And then get out there and do it. One day at a time. You can't do no more than one day at a time. 1 second, 1 minute, 1 day. Get through the day. Worry about tomorrow. But you got to keep it real with yourself. You got to make some changes in your life. You can't smoke blunts and drink beer your whole life. You're gonna have to get out there and work, put in some work. So I believe in every single one of y'all. I hope that what I'm saying will affect your heart and help you see that, man, it's possible. Through God, all things are possible. And I'm a living witness to that.
Already, man. I appreciate you sitting down with us. I know that you're busy. You know, you have another appointment that you're waiting to get to, but I really do appreciate it that you speaking to us because, and not even me, but the people that are watching, you know what I'm saying, they're important too. So I appreciate you speaking to us. Give us I usually get contact information, but I guess for you, just go vote at the polls. You know what I'm saying?
Vote at the polls. You know, it's early voting time. It's crunch time. We got 18 days. So, man, I love you guys. Get to the polls. Stephen Sanders, running for mayor. It is early voting time. Early voting started on the 13th. It's going all the way through the 30th. Make sure you get out and vote for somebody who's going to represent you and whoever your friends are and your family. I'm going to put you first and make sure that you have a great chance to grow and be prosperous in this city. So, Stephen Sanders, get to the polls. Vote for me for mayor. I'm going to do everything I can to represent you the right way. Thank you.